from Radio Row in New Orleans, Louisiana. Super Bowl week, baby. Eagles and Chiefs rematch. Some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment will be right here. Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Live from New Orleans, and ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is one of my favorite Jets of all time. He is responsible for arguably the greatest single season in Jets wide receiver history. My guy, Brandon Marshall, joins the Jake Asman Show. B. Marsh, what's up, man?
What's up, brother? Jake, huge fan of yours. I couldn't resist, the opportunity to sit down. You're great. You're covering my favorite team. So I'm excited to be here.
I think what's so cool about your career, first off, thank you for coming on. But I think what's so cool about your career, you didn't play that long for the Jets, but I truly feel like you have been as embraced by the Jet fan as maybe any other team you played with. Do you get a sense that you are as beloved as I think you are with the Jet fan base?
Yes, mutual. And for me, and it's real and it's organic. First off, I feel like that city, that grit that you have to have, that toughness that you have to have, to survive in that city, you also have to have that to survive as a player, whether it's the Knicks, it's the Jets, it's the Giants, right, the Mets. Like, you got to have that grit. And I naturally had that, and I played like that. So I feel like that's why the team embraced me, or the city embraced me and the team. And I had a magical moment there, right? So it just made a lot of sense. But the thing that really made it special for me was that outside, everybody was talking about how it was a circus and a zoo and all these other things, the narrative that's out there, perception, or maybe even some of the reality. But when I got there, oh my goodness, it was a totally different experience for me. The people in the organization, like you said, I've been on so many different teams, and the people made it special. Like the Daves, the Zots, the John Melodies, right? Like Vito, right? The men and women in the cafeterias, like, this is culture. This is where you want to be. So that's what made it special for me. And I consider myself a Jet.
When you were acquired, I remember it was for a 5th round pick. And at the time I was thinking, I was like, Brandon Marshall's Brandon Marshall. This is an absolute steal. I don't think anyone could have predicted, though, you going out there and having 110 catches. I think that's what it was, 1,500 yards. I mean, the chemistry between you and Fitz that year was instant. What did you see from your perspective that allowed it to click so quickly?
Well, first, it goes back to Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles was our interim head coach. He was my defensive coordinator, interim head coach when I was with the Dolphins in 2010, 2011. And so we had a relationship. Coach Bowles was going to take the job when I was in Chicago. That didn't happen. We had him in the building. And then he landed in New York, and that was one of his first moves. He brought me in, and he knew the person. He knew me. And when I say the person, he knew the challenges that come with me as well, and understood how to coach me and push me and hold me accountable. And so that's why it worked. But then there was just like, man, Fitz, I had no clue. Like, I was excited about Geno Smith, right? Like, the arm talent there, but he was just young and in some areas immature. And I felt like we had a huge opportunity with Geno, and that didn't happen. We understand what happened that year in the locker room, and then insert Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, I was scared to death when Ryan Fitzpatrick took over, because he was coming off a broken leg, leaving Houston, I believe it was. Yep. And so in the offseason, he couldn't even complete a 5-yard hitch. It was bad. He was throwing balls in the dirt.
I never heard that. I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible. And so Fitz comes in, and we have this magical year. And it wasn't just his chemistry with me. It was with Decker. It was with Q. It was with, the running backs. It was with, Nick Mangold, right? He just took over the organization, the locker room. So Fitz was the reason. I just gave us the juice. I gave us the energy every single day, but Fitz was that leader that we needed to have that moment.
Real quick, because I know you got to run. When you watch Garrett Wilson play, I believe if he stays a Jet his whole career, he's got a chance to break a lot of the all-time records. What stands out from one former Jet receiver to a current guy who's on a path similar to yours, being one of the best in the league?
Listen, love the Jets. That's my team. And a lot of these things, these gripes you want to, keep inside, but, I care about players. I care about Garrett. I think Garrett is a top 5 talent. And if he can't thrive there, just from the fraternity standpoint, athlete to athlete, like he might have to look elsewhere. I know there's some talk out there. I just hope and pray that he and his team and the Jets have sat down, whether it's Aaron or not, that they can get on the same page, because it would be a huge loss for our organization, right? But as a player standpoint, like if you can't put me in position to impact this team in the best way I can and also help me reach my goals, then you got to look into other places. No player wants to not be in position to unlock their full potential or win, right? That's one of the most miserable things that can happen for a player.
Jets haven't had a winning season since that 2015 year we were just talking about, Brandon. It's been tough. Hopefully better times ahead with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, for sure. Aaron Glenn is a huge pickup. My thing for that is like, sometimes you like we brought in Aaron and it was exciting, and we start feeling ourselves a little bit, right? Like, look, we got to earn it, right? And that's speaking to the men and women below Woody, people in the like, this is my team, but like we're the fucking Jets, right? And we want to win. Let's go win, but also like let's make sure we are, being feisty and humble and not sitting on this pedestal. I don't know where this pedestal came from, but it was a shift. Like I keep talking about the people, right? Like this organization, like, I mean, this fan base is one of the best fan bases out there, and they deserve to win. And so, how they like treated me was phenomenal. And then coming in over the last couple of years, you can feel a little shift. And we got to get back to that. That's what we got to get back to.
You guys are waving you out. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for 2015 and being a part of the Jets, my man. Brandon Marshall, one of the best wide receivers in Jets history. Look, he's jumping up over the fence here. That was awesome. Radio Row, live in New Orleans. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're going to have more guests throughout the next couple of days here in New Orleans. Thanks again to B. Marsh for hopping on.